You're listening to the Game Tenants Podcast.
What's up, and welcome to the Game Tenants Podcast, the failed adventures of two gamers and the quest for Gamecast stardom.
AKA worthlessly lazy, but so game crazy.
This is episode 109, and I am Church of the Game Grinder, and as always, joined by my excellent co-host, Jason of Corpse Flood Gaming.
La 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 la. What's up?
Things are...
I thought it was The Rock for a second.
Is that what he did?
If you smell la 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 la, what The Rock is... Come on, you never... That's like the oldest...
I didn't know he did the la 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 la. I always said, "Can you smell The Rock is cooking?"
Yeah, well, after a while, you had to, change it up a little bit and add a little la 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 la. For the ladies. For the ladies, I guess. I don't know.
I guess. Oh, man. Starting this
damn.
one off on with a banger.
Starting off rock bottom style.
There you go.
Killing hype immediately. Well,
Yeah.
I'm hype anyway. It's been a while. A little pause.
I think that's
can be helped.
The standard trend. It's like we're like every 3 weeks now.
Try as we might, the world is shite. So that's a third tagline we're gonna add on to our beginning there.
Yeah,
So you're like, it's these guys again.
Try to be a glass half full guy sometimes.
Yeah, half full of shit. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm excited. There's some announcements. There's some cool new stuff coming out, and discoveries of stuff and some shitty shit that makes that shitty shit cooler. So I'm excited. I'm most excited to get to talk with my buddy.
Yeah.
So, without any further ado, let's talk about some old games first.
Yeah.
I'm ready for some retro game highlight action.
Absolutely. Retro game highlights. Last time you talked about Dark Forces.
You're damn right I did.
So good. And this one, when I thought about this one, I checked and then I wrote it down. And then Jason was like, didn't we already talk about this one? And I checked again. As far as I know, I never talked about this one as a retro game highlight.
Yeah, if we didn't officially tag it as the retro game highlight, we definitely have just laid some heavy praise on this game before, but it deserves a highlight once more.
It's on no outline thus far. From episode 32 and on. But anyways, Blood Omen Legacy of Kane on the PlayStation 1.
So good.
All
All these games get remakes. Where the hell's the remake of this?
Right. That one I can totally agree with. A lot of games can use remakes, but this one I think could. Although there are some things I really like about the original. So yeah, Blood Omen is basically like a action adventure RPG dungeon crawler, kind of like Diablo-like. Plays kind of like Diablo. Mm-hmm. Top down, you're a vampire. Or a dude that was turned into a vampire to seek revenge. And this game's like no holds barred for the time, like what, 95, 96. It was violent. Kane gave no fucks. Like you could just to refill your health, you had to feed on people. And like you could just walk into town and start eating people. Go in disguise, go into town, otherwise people freak out. There's like different weapons.
Drain their blood from farther away. You could just suck their blood right out, like Magneto. Was that in this one? Where you could you could if you were within proximity of them, you could kind of clench your fist, pull the blood through. That was the shit too.
Totally. You can blow up people, spells, you can turn into a werewolf. There's I forgot the name of the two axes. It was like Malice and Havoc or something. Like these, like you use swords. It's an action game. I mean, I'm not doing a good job of selling it. I'm just telling you some cool stuff that's in it, but it's a really cool game. The character is neat. Voice acting surprisingly well done for its time. I actually looked this up beforehand. It was voice acted by Simon Templeman, who voiced Kane throughout the entire series, and he's voiced some other notable characters. Like I was scrolling through the list and it was like Haydrig from Diablo 3. He was Loghain in Dragon Age. You know, the bad guy in Dragon Age. The first one, or well, the antagonists, I guess. Yeah, and lots of cool different areas. Like, it's a really sweet game. If you like action adventure games, like Diablo kind of like dungeon crawler hack and slash, like it's pretty cool. Pretty cool game. And
if you don't like that kind of game, fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Crazy. Yeah, actually that was like one of the first, probably, I don't know, 5 or 7 PlayStation 1 games I played after I had gotten a PlayStation 1, because it was like Final Fantasy 7 and Castlevania.
It's number 57 in your top 100 games. That's crazy. I'm just kidding. It's like, you know exactly what number it is. That's how much you like it.
But it's like, looking at the case, you know, you go to like, I think I probably just went to Funko Land at the time, and I was like, oh man, check out this, and saw the case, and I was like, oh shit, looks like Diablo. Picked it up. Turned out it's
skulls and swords. Some ominous eyes. That's a kick-ass. I'm keeping it out. I'll play that later.
There you go.
Also, look at what I have my PS1 games right behind me.
And then for some reason, I never played the rest of the series. I had a demo disc that had Soul Reaver, which was the sequel. Kind of a unique way that they transitioned from Blood Omen Legacy of Kane to kind of a very like Tomb Raider-ish. Well, kind of Tomb Raider, kind of beat 'em up-ish, like early God of War, pre-God of War, you know.
Yeah.
And then the series just kept going.
Man,
But I have like the entire series. I just backlogged forever
right now. I was starting up on a high, but then you say you never tried the other games. Kind of a little bit brought down.
I know, it's a bummer.
Shit, I need a minute. Moment of silence.
But
video games.
Yeah, right.
Imagine like just, oh man, that's awesome. And just never.
I mean, like I said, I played the crap out of I had a demo for Soul Reaver that I played the crap out of, and then it wasn't until like I never like had the opportunity to like buy the game back in the day. Probably just never saw it at a place where I could buy it, and then when I picked it up, just went into the backlog, and
I think the only one I haven't
patiently.
The only one I haven't played is Soul Reaver 2, and I think that's because it's a more recent release. I think I actually got that when we were game hunting one time. Remember those days? Remember that? Remember back in our younger days when we could actually hang out and go places and do things?
Yeah.
Way back then.
Those were the times.
In the old world.
The before four.
Yeah, the old country. This country I was allowed to go to before. I call it the old country. I'm not Russian. Ukrainian or whatever it is.
Anyways, Blood Omen, Legacy of Kane. Awesome game. Check it out.
They're all awesome. I can speak from experience except for Soul Reaver 2. So jump in anywhere you can. It's good. I think the first one I actually played was Blood Omen 2. And then I was just like, what happened to the first one? Because I was like, I'd heard about it, but I'd never seen it. Like I remember I'd seen the ads in the game magazines, and I like just never saw it ever. Not to rent, not to buy. When the few times when I went somewhere where there was ones to buy, I was like, damn. And I played, and then I kind of just forgot about it after a while. And then Blood Omen 2, like saw it on the shelf. I'm like, holy shit! The second one? What was that first one? Where'd that one go? I was just like, did it even come out? I remember actually looking it up. Like, did that shit even come out?
It's like one of those weird series because it's Blood Omen, Legacy of Kane, then Legacy of Kane, Soul Reaver 2, Blood Omen 2, Legacy of Kane, Defiance, and then Nosgoth. Nosgoth was a multiplayer game that basically bombed and canned the series.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Oh, really?
I thought Defiance was just an awesome game, and then they just never followed up on it.
No, yeah, there's Nosgoth. It was 2015 to middle of. I'm just
was this
looking
a PC
at a thing
game?
here.
Is this a PC game?
I thought it was on. It was on PC, but I thought it was on. No, yeah, it was just PC.
Yeah, that's what
and they turned it into it was just like a deathmatch sort of game.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember much about it. It just didn't look too interesting when it was in beta. And
that's like when they do the
there's like Team Fortress
player modes. I'm like, I don't need that from Resident Evil, but they keep trying to make it happen. Mercenaries mode's okay, but all these other ones, like the one that came with 3, it's like, nah, I don't think I really need that from this series. Do what you do well. Quit trying to branch out.
Yeah. Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
speaking of blood, more bad news. It's not just about you not playing games. It's about you having to wait to play this one.
Yeah. Back for Blood, delayed until October 12th. They just need more time, which, you know what? Say it's bad news. It's kind of a bummer, but I'd rather, as we always say, have a
good
finally
game.
crafted bug-free game as
especially a game
you're
excited for. Yeah, like not just to toss it out and fix it.
Yeah, and this one for me, like the stakes are pretty high. Like I really hope they don't mess this one up, because as I've said many times before, Left 4 Dead 2, possibly, it's like right up there, like favorite game ever. It's like right there. There's a bunch of them, and I'm not sure.
Sit down and think about it.
I can't pick one. I just can't do it.
I don't either. I could maybe do one per system.
I can do for systems. I can't do although I can't do someone's like, oh, what's the best PC game? It's like, again, I can't really do that.
Come on, that's just one system.
Yeah,
it's not even that good. They've never even made PC2
yet. So. Yeah, right. Oh man.
Yeah,
but yeah, take time. Just let's have a great game when it's released, and maybe I can get in the beta, which I still haven't been able to get in.
Yeah, I could definitely do per system. I could maybe even do it per generation. I know what I could do. I know I could do this last generation easily. God of War is my favorite game of this past generation. Pretty confident on that. And I'm looking at the shelf right now. Nothing else is jumping out at me, but there's some great ones. But I don't think I ate anything up quite as much as I did that game.
It'd be tough.
Those Yakuza games are little glint is coming from them. Ting, just to remind me, I'm like, yeah, I do all those Yakuza games.
So we got some announcements. Announcements are always exciting. This one kind of came out of nowhere for me, anyways. I I heard nothing about this, and all of a sudden it's coming out here in a couple months. And that is Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, which is
Suck It Edition. Sorry,
what?
Anytime they put DX in a title, all I think is telling people to suck it. Suck it. Come on, everyone did it. Everyone did it in like 97, 98. Don't even lie.
Yeah, when I was in high school, like the thing was like if there's a classroom door open, you just run up while the class was going on. Go to
2 words for this class, real quick.
And I didn't even watch wrestling, and yeah, like everybody's doing that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Even if you didn't watch wrestling, everyone did it. If you're a boy, you did it. If
Pretty
you were
much,
man, you did it.
It was the equivalent of
passage.
kids. Well, I can't even say it's like the equivalent of kids dabbing because kids don't dab anymore. Now it's other stupid shit. But whatever.
Their
Alex
attention
Kidd
spans are too short.
Yeah. But anyways, Alex Kidd in Miracle World is a remake of Alex Kidd in Miracle World, which was on the Sega Master System.
What's DX stand for? Deluxe?
It's remade. Yeah, it's deluxe.
Okay. It's called Deluxe because
they gotta be
DX is taken. DX is taken, but
Dix.
I've thought that every
DX. It's like what? Dix? Huh?
Dix? What? Is this for kids? I kind of let my kids play this.
Deke? What? It's as far as I can tell, there's not a ton of information on it, but it looks like it's much. It really reminds me of Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap, but not the hand-drawn art style. But this is like a really highly animated pixel art style, like very fluid. Looks really cool. I actually.
Real fluid dicks.
I always enjoyed the Alex Kidd games, but something about the way they looked like was always very weird to me.
Oh my god! Even in for 8-bit games, they don't look nice. Like,
no,
they're fun, but they don't. They're not pretty games.
And they just something about the aesthetic was always just really weird. But this one actually looks pretty cool and kind of takes some of those quirks.
It actually is a miracle.
Yeah. Yeah, and they kind of like they take some of the quirks and like it just makes it more into the aesthetic that they're going with, kind of like this like high-end 16-bit. I don't know. Check it out. Looks pretty cool. I don't know if they're adding anything to it. The impression I get in the trailer is that you can switch between the styles, even though they don't show that much other than like one quick scene, which I thought was kind of weird. Do you think they draw more attention to that?
Yeah, they're not going to show all their dicks at once, so
yeah.
Why'd you say that? Now I'm just going to think of that. Fuck. I was way better off thinking about Degeneration X, but I was going to say Dicks Edition.
Yeah, well, that's the spelling, right? DX. How do you say that?
I can't play. I can't play the upgrade.
Dies?
The Game Boy version of Link's Awakening. It's Link's Awakening Dicks. So I'm good.
It's like xylophone. X or Dex? Dex? Is it Dex? Like DX?
Should be DMX.
Like
Tribute Edition.
Rip DMX. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of more X related things, Streets of Rage 4 DLC, Mr. X's Nightmare. It's going to be released later this year. They don't got a date yet.
It's going to give it to you later this year.
Yeah, show enough. They say new modes, whatever that means. They don't specify in the trailer. Esther is going to be a playable character, which was like the like jacked cop character, female cop character that you fight as a boss, part of the story. And then she's like, "Yeah, we're friends now."
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. My ass, respect.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Maybe I'll have both my physical copies before that comes out. We'll see. They're both trapped across the border.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Maybe. But that's pretty cool. More content. I hope the modes are story modes, because I don't know. I anymore. I just don't care about like challenge modes and time trials and
Adding a character and
whatever.
stuff isn't gonna make me hop back into a game that I've like moved on from. That being said, though, beat 'em ups are probably the games that go back to most of any genre.
And Streets of Rage 4 is one of the best ones. So
yeah, I liked it a lot. So looking forward to that. More of that's only a good thing. You know, it'd be even cooler. Streets of Rage 5. I don't know.
Could be. Hopefully, it's made by Lizard Cube again.
You know, it'd be not as good. Another Final Fight game. Just fuck off. Put all that work towards making Streets of Rage game.
I'm not going to argue with that. Except maybe let's get a spiritual successor to Fighting Force or something. Or
yeah,
because I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, Fighting Force was supposed to be the 3D Streets of Rage.
Yeah,
and they switched it to that. I'd take that.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I like Castlevania.
Perfect transition.
Thanks, man.
So today, as of recording this podcast, Netflix's or the Castlevania Twitter account or whatever, is announced that they're doing a Netflix season 4, and then is on the other socials too. That's where I saw it announced first.
I just bought season 3 like 2 or 3 weeks ago on Blu-ray. So.
Yeah, I feel like I should probably get those.
Keep
on Blu-ray.
I mean, Netflix is paying for it, so it's not gonna be like taken down like other shit that you're like, I don't know.
But
like,
still,
I'm glad I bought all the Schwarzenegger movies because I went to watch. We were like, oh, we should have like watch a bunch of Schwarzenegger movies today. I mean,
yeah, where
I literally suggest that like every day, but
so
what's gonna happen? And then I'm like, okay, yeah, well, watch this. Oh, that's suddenly not on here anymore. What's this? Oh, this is suddenly not on here. Then like Total Recall was still on there, and I was like, well, I'll watch Total Recall then. And then all of a sudden and it's like, oops, we can't seem to do it. I'm like, even the movie that's supposed to be on here, you can't fucking play for me.
I mean, there's some things that you should just be able to go to any streaming platform and watch the entire filmography of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, why is that not a thing? Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Disney Plus. I don't give a fuck. Entire Schwarzenegger filmography.
Crackle.
Tubi. I don't care. Let's make it happen to everybody. Yeah. This is a national This is a global treasure, beloved by millions.
I don't care that I own most of them. I would subscribe if he just had his own streaming service. Like, you need that. My wife wouldn't even question it, which is a testament to her love and also love of Arnold. She'd just be like, yeah, we need that.
I would consider that heavily, actually, because this is like so many times. Like, I just want to watch a Schwarzenegger movie. It's like
I was all mad. I was like, ah, and I just opened the closest movie cupboard to me, and I was just like, Commando. Then it was just the first one I saw.
Fine, let's watch Commando then.
Yeah, watch Commando again. And then like every scene, I would like point to my kids and be like, hey, this is what Dad does when this like. They shoot that guy at the beginning when he's like taking out his garbage.
Yeah.
It's like, this is why Dad doesn't take the garbage out early. That's the way, or like, I do this the night before. I don't take it out right when the garbage truck's pulling up. And then like when he's driving the car out of the dealership, and I was like, this is how Dad got that new car outside. and my wife's like, don't tell them that. Daddy's a good man and he didn't do crimes to get... And then it goes right to Arnold. I was like, this is how Dad gets ready for the campfires. And he's just walking with the log. And she's like, oh, I'm done.
This is what happens when you lie. This is what Dad does to people who lie.
Yeah, this is what I would legit do if someone took one of you guys. That was the whole rest. I can't remember there was the one where I lied. Driving away. At the beginning when they like blow up the boat to fake the guy's death. And I was like, this is what happens when other people go fishing and they don't take Dad, and then just blow up the boat and they're just all laughing their ass off at it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good day. My kids learned a lot about their dad today.
Yeah. But circling back around to purchasing the Castlevanias on Blu-rays, I should probably do that just to have, because I have a little growing collection of video game related media, and Castlevania, like, of all things, deserves a place in.
Absolutely. Like the third season left on kind of a weird note, but I still had to buy it.
Yeah, I loved it. And what it was kind of interesting is the on the Twitter account, they shared the like teaser picture of Castlevania, and then they followed up the tweet with, it was just like enhance, and it was zoomed in on the picture of Alucard's shield. So they're like, hey, Alucard's getting his shield. Remember that? The Alucard shield. I don't know. It's super weird.
Just the member berries. Member berries.
Yeah, it's the Alucard shield from, or assuming, who knows, maybe it's the Alucard cart shield.
A la carte? What? Isn't that
Alucard.
like food?
No, you can find the Alucard set in Symphony of the Night, and it like makes you like ultimately shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, a little sharp, more like it. What else is cool? Speaking of games, what game never gets old? Resident Evil 4.
I guess.
Holy shit. The game that no one ever thought would get released again.
Yeah.
You can never play it enough times. They found a way to actually make me go, oh, that's cool. I might get that. But making it a VR game now.
Is it just gonna be the Wii version in VR? That's all it is, right? There's we're just porting the Wii version. Hey, look at this, guys! It's VR.
It's to the Oculus Quest 2, so I won't even be getting it until I get a Quest 2.
Yeah, right.
But they're affordable, so it's on the horizon. I'm gonna be getting it. I played a bit. Totally. My buddy, coworker I work with, brought it to work, and it looked pretty cool. I was bugging him to buy a Half-Life Alyx on it, and then let me borrow it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. There you go.
I thought you'd be proud of that. He's like, oh, this game's cool and this game's cool. I'm like, yeah, but
no, they're not. Not
Half-Life Alyx. And he's just like, oh, yeah, it looks cool. I haven't played it yet, though. I was like, where'd you get this?
Yeah, just throw the thing in the trash. Fuck. But so, do we know if this is original Resident Evil 4 or is this the remake Resident Evil 4?
Oh, maybe it's a from the ground up VR version. I don't know.
I doubt.
Oh no. I don't know. Click on that link I sent you, I guess, and have a look. I'll look through it. And we're super good at
I like speculating.
Yeah. Speculate beforehand so I can look it up and know. I literally just saw this and sent it to him right before we started recording. So usually I actually read the article. But I was trying to round up my kids so I could start the podcast. So I was just like, paste it and go. And then kind of like, oh yeah.
It would be super funny if it's just the Wii U version and they remove Leon and that's like where your camera's position.
It's a release of the canceled PSP version. I'm just kidding. It's just full of shit. I don't see anything that says it on here.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool though. I mean, for those who
it's not even my favorite, so I'd rather have played like, 2.
They should have did like Survivor.
I'd play a House of the Dead 2-ish VR version of just about any of them though. If they went through the storyline and it was like as long as House of the Dead Overkill,
why aren't they porting?
I'd be all about that shit. And also, why has no House of the Dead games been made for VR?
I was just gonna say, why aren't they porting like rail shooters? Like, duh, House of the Dead, fucking
House of the Dead collection. I don't know. I'd even play fucking what's that other one? Time Crisis collection. I don't know. But instead, they're just giving us the Suck Our Nuts collection and not giving us nothing like that. Like it's just seems like so easy. I mean, it's on rails.
I
Have
I
the
want
field
my
of vision where you can look around a little bit. I don't know.
yeah. Let's do like a on-rail shooter compilation
Yeah,
VR bundle, and then we could finally get like Lucky and Wild
Yeah,
on the console.
a fucking brand new House of the Dead 4 VR. Just do it. They've already opened it up that they're doing that Switch version.
Fuck, they don't even need to actually make it like full VR. Just do the big screen, but make you be able to use your, wands or whatever. Like
Kind of like
perfect.
Operation Warcade, where you could like look and see what was coming up. It was like side. You know what game I'm talking about?
I haven't played it.
It's like Operation Wolf, where it like scrolls. Mm-hmm. You can like lean forward and like kind of be like, "Oh, what's coming up? Oh, there's a tank later." It's kind of cool. I liked it. It was actually a pretty fun game. I recommend it. If it's still cheap, go for it, man. I think I got it for like $10 or $12. So yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I love the rail shooters. Anything that doesn't make me like control the character too much, I'm all about. Honestly, I'm kind of lazy. I want to just.
I like video games. I just don't like playing them.
I like sitting and playing video games. Is basically it. I don't want to.
I don't want to have to move any part of minimal movement.
If I had
the less fingers I have to move, the better.
The Oculus, I could probably enjoy it more like that, but doing the little push the middle button to kind of do the little teleport thing gets kind of old after a while, depending on the game. I'd rather just walk for me. Just walk for me. Make me feel like I know how to walk. I want everyone included in this. So anyone who has to sit down, I want the option to sit down. So that's all I'm asking. Take some of the work out of it, or I'll play Connect. I've already got to lift my arms. You want me to move my legs and shit? No.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to flip a controller stick. Come on. This is virtual reality. Do that shit for me.
Yeah. Well.
Your butt.
Moving on from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, easily. Let's do that.
Yeah.
It was a cool game. Time Splitters. You know, it's not really that good of a game. Homefront Revolution. It's kind of a letdown.
That's what I hear.
There's
a lot of hype before it came out, and then it came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, this game's hot garbage."
Because the first one was really good. It was kind of, I don't know, it had a cool story twist, kind of different story you don't get out very often in a shooter. So something interesting. And the second one was just kind of, yeah, I guess so. But speaking of the aforementioned Time Splitters 2, there was an arcade cabinet you could find in the game, and you could play the first 2 levels of it, which people thought was cool as shit. I've even heard a couple of people be like, best part of that game. Well, it just got fucking better. You know how it just got better?
How's that?
Over there in the car. I don't know. I'm from Boston. I don't know.
Boston.
Anyway, one of the developers finally he like mentioned how there was actually a controller code you could put in to unlock the full game, but he'd like sent it to a buddy to like kind of leak on in Discord or in like on Reddit or something, but they like banned his account. But the internet being the amazing place that it was, they like somehow figured out like, let's find it. Let's find that code. And then they managed to do so.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. So yeah, now you can play Time Splitters 2 in 4K. I heard it works pretty well. Not perfect, but better than the rest of the game. So that's cool.
Yeah, and I imagine you could probably get Homefront for very cheap.
So if you bought it and regretted it, didn't sell it, let's try it out. Maybe get your money's worth vicariously through another game.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? I know I didn't play very much of it.
I played 0% of it.
Well, did you play the first one?
I did not.
Okay, so you didn't play the first one to be like, that was great. Anyway, I'm never going to play any other games in that series. So that seems to be your thing.
I'm going off of credible opinions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's check out the community question from last week, which was related to some unfortunate news, but I guess somewhat expected. And that is, what games do people recommend for the PlayStation 3, PSP, and PlayStation Vita as those digital stores are closing down? So what are some games with grabbing?
Yeah.
And we did. Black Metal Gamer says, I recommend picking up all the digital PS2 classics on the PS3 that are high in price, like all 3 Fatal Frames, or some PS1 games like Suikoden 2.
Yeah.
That's
a good call.
Good thinking. And then
I got some, but that's definitely a way cheaper alternative than, $200 for. Oh wait, that was pre-COVID.
Yeah, that's pre-COVID. Suikoden,
it's
like $300. I think it's like 300 now, or like 350. Something stupid, like even
Collecting
more.
video games is stupid right now.
I hate it. I hate it.
No wonder I buy so much freaking action figures and Transformers right now, because I'm like, oh, don't get me wrong, that hobby is very stupid too. Didn't get the Marvel Legends right when they came out. Guess what? They're 900% more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a good tip. If you want to play those, check it out.
Yeah, and although this does have a physical version, apparently it's kind of interesting that you sent me a screenshot of you updating your PS3. Apparently 3D Dot Heroes is like pretty like decently expensive now, and that's the only place I guess you can get it digitally.
Oh shit!
PlayStation 3.
Yeah, do that then. I was gonna
double check that.
I was gonna get through all the comments first, but with that shutting down, I'm like, I don't want to be. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna install every game I own for the PS3 that I intend to play.
Mm-hmm.
So like things that are on multiple consoles, like Assassin's Creeds and shit, I'm not bothering with yet. We'll see how much space I got. Maybe I'll do that later. But I've got plenty to go through as it is already, so I'll circle back to the ones I have on 360 also.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm through a good amount of them. But the PS3 is notorious for that updating taking long as balls. So so far I haven't run into one that took like 3 hours of updating yet. So just hoping that doesn't come up soon. Because I remember every time I bought a game and I wanted to play it on the PS3, I'd be like, all right, I'll install it, and then I'd be like, Jesus, it's still going. I'm like, oh, I'll play an Xbox game and I'll just kind of pop on this when it's ready. And then by the time it was ready, I was like, I'm into the Xbox now, so I guess I'm playing Xbox tonight. I'm gonna play that tomorrow.
I never really felt like I had much of an issue.
Too much. Every time I turn it on, it might have even only been like a week since the last time I played it.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it'd be like, oh, there's a system update, and then the game's got to update, and for some reason it's like so long. I was like, and I got good internet, like everything else downloads fast. What the hell's going on with this? And like any 360 games, like, oh, got update. All right, cool, it's updated. Let's go.
Yeah.
Nice. And then I put it in the PS3, and maybe it was just objectively like looking at it like that. Like, what does Xbox do that PS don't?
Yeah. It has a good network.
Yeah, it's a Genesis Nintendo comparison type deal. I'm like, yeah. When I give up after checking back 3 times, like, let that shit do what it's doing. I'm into this game
now. Yeah. So I didn't.
I recommend everyone do that. I recommend everyone do that, though, yourself included. It might be your last chance. I've already done it with a bunch of my 360 games, but I've actually I filled up one and put the rest on another, so I've actually got like an A and B console for like games that I bought DLC for. I got them all lined up like that. I've downloaded all my digital games between the two that aren't backwards compatible yet. All that shit. I've been prepped on that for years, basically. So yeah, I recommend everyone try that shit out. Do it. It might take a while, but you know, have the 360 running. You can play some 360 games while you install all your PS3 games.
There you go.
Live like me back in the day. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't prepare a community question for next week.
We never do.
Okay.
Well, off the cuff is how we do.
You had one last time, which was that was it.
What do you expect lightning to strike twice here?
Is that the community question?
Did you really expect us to have two well-prepared community questions in a row?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Well, I've heard that some games updates are like disappearing and shit too. So that's what got me really rolling on that shit today. Because I put a few in already, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start from the beginning. But yeah. I don't have a question as of now.
Yep, no question.
No questions. No further questions, Yana.
All right. So let's just move on then.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So what the fuck you been doing, motherfucker?
Been playing some games as always, and some games that really I think need some more attention.
Prove it.
And I'm going to let you know about those games. So first up is a game I mentioned last time. Subverse was getting released. It's like part 1 / early access version, which is the first act of the game. And I think there's going to be like 5 or 6 acts. And
6-axis controls. That's pretty sweet. It's PS3.
Yeah. Adam, I did mention that this is a game that is an adult game. It does have like graphic
movies,
graphic like content. It's like it's like kind of what they're going for was it was going to be like a porn game that's a game first. And I will say, so I played through the first act. Probably took me like
Heart of Gold.
7 hours or so to get through the first part of the game, and the game's actually pretty damn good. Like, graphically looks fantastic. They put a lot of work into how everything looks, the characters. It's a blend of multi styles of games. So story sections tend to be more like kind of what you'd expect from like a visual novel, with like the character avatar is on the screen as they're talking, and they'll move off when another character's talking, text box. It's a fully voice acted. Then there's the ship battles, which you fly around your little ship. It's kind of like arena bullet hell sort of thing. And then when you go onto other ships or onto some planets, then it's like XCOM gameplay.
Shit, it's like Ass Effect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue and say it's not. But
that would have been cool.
I mean, they probably thought about it, I'm sure, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll probably get sued."
It's like Mass Effect is already Ass Effect, jerks.
But like, really, my favorite things about the game are the story, the writing, mixed with like the characters and like how they're acted. The game's very sarcastic. It's a lot of immature humor, but it's adult immature humor. Lots of like sex jokes. Like some of the main enemies you fight are these like it's like this rogue rogue robots, and all the ships are like phallus shaped and like boob shaped and stuff.
Rogue bots and their dick ships.
Yeah, basically. But like I
Are they going into a lot of black holes?
not yet.
In their mind and backing out and being like, nah, yeah, and then going forward again.
Yeah, not yet. So between like when you go back onto your ship and you do conversations, like there's kind of like Mass Effect where you can go to different sections of the ship and interact with characters. That's all pretty limited right now, as this is just the first act. You can see the hints of like the romance, like the dating system, or where you build like a rapport or affection with characters. Like that's not in yet, but there are a few characters that you can like, you unlock points and you can basically you can go to your quarters and you can go in this thing and basically like bang 3 of these characters, and you can unlock different scenes. Like it's like the porn element of the game is not to be downplayed, but surprisingly it is mostly optional. Like you don't have to do it, but it's definitely there. And then like the characters, like they're, like I said, they're
instead of
potty mouths, and they're always making like sex jokes. And
so instead of like a pacifist run, you can do like a celibacy run.
I mean, basically, I'm pretty much as is. Like you really can. But
the real challenge is to resist temptations.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. I thought it was really funny. Like as immature as some of the humor was, I like the characters. The voice actors do a great job. It's pretty cool. It's only on PC, obviously, for content. I do think that they are like eventually have plans on like possibly removing things so I could get it on consoles. I don't know, but
I don't come into Leapfrog too.
Yeah, right. I don't really see that happening though with how this game is.
No.
But no,
it's all blurred out.
It's surprisingly a good, well-made game, and I'm happy to have backed it. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. Hopefully it doesn't take too long for the next part.
Wicked.
Yeah. So there's that. What's that?
Has it been announced when the next part's out, or
no, not yet? As they finish, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully not too long. But then the other game I mentioned last time that I was really excited for was Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth, which is the latest game by Team Ladybug, who previously made Toho Luna Nights, which I talked about on the podcast before. And this is a Metroidvania based in the Record of Lodoss War universe timeline even. This takes part between some part in the story. I couldn't really figure out what. I tried looking it up, and whatever they're referencing, like this, they're like, oh, this leads up to, they mention like what it leads up to, but I can't place it in the story myself. But
time to
I
rewatch it.
Well, I did rewatch the show. It's just what they're talking just doesn't translate properly. So I don't know if it's based after maybe the manga.
Did you rewatch it?
I've watched Record of Lodoss War many times.
This week?
No, not this week. So unnecessary.
I'm trying to give you the in, man. It's okay. Watch it.
Oh, I don't need an in. It's just that good. I'll watch it anytime. But I had a ton of fun with this game. Much like their previous game, I think the part that they really spend a lot of time with is the main character, this being Deedlit. You play as Deedlit, and so much animation that a lot of games don't just go that far with. So every action, reaction, jump, double jump, different weapons, different spells, like it's so fluidly animated. Like it's gorgeous. The pixel art, like really great. Game's designed very, very well. Looks great. Enemies animated well. Does some pretty it's hard to really mix up the Metroidvania gameplay, but I think it does some neat things. It doesn't like reinvent the wheel, but has some pretty cool game mechanics that come into play. Story was enjoyable enough, like all the recognizable characters show up to some extent. You don't have to know the series to enjoy this game. So unfortunately it is only PC right now, but I would highly recommend it. It's definitely, I would say it's definitely a top 10 Metroidvania. Not quite sure if it's top 5, but I really enjoyed it. So check it out. And if you don't have a PC and you want to see what Team Ladybug can do, Touhou Luna Nights is on the Switch as well. I don't know if it was on any other systems though. Let me look that up real quick. Nights. Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. So check that out. That's cool.
Do it up.
And then most recently I've been playing The Messenger, which got quite a bit of buzz a few years back, 2 years ago, I think, 2.5 years, somewhere around there. Pretty cool, like action platformer. Can't really, it has some like, I want to say Metroidvania, kind of has like some elements, but it's mostly more a platformer.
It seemed pretty straightforward what I played of it anyway.
There's a twist that happens that kind of mixes up things, and that's what really takes us like, oh, this is kind of cool. The first like couple hours, it's like, oh, okay, it's a solid game, nothing too special, but then it does a thing which like it's pretty cool. You gotta keep playing. So yeah, definitely enjoying it. It's actually a surprisingly hefty game if you're trying to go for like there's like a collectible thing, couple collectible things that can be pretty challenging to get. And I think I'm really close to the end of the game, and I have about 10 hours in. So yeah, definitely recommend The Messenger. And then shout out to, so this was a Kickstarter that I didn't back because there wasn't a physical, but they're actually making, I think it's a prequel game called the Sea of Stars, and it's going to be an RPG that I did back. I had mentioned that previously on one of the podcasts before, but now I am especially excited for that game, kind of with the story and the universe that they've built with The Messenger. I think it'd be cool to see more of that. So yeah, so that's what I've been playing. Some cool games. Definitely recommend checking them out. So what have you been up to? Not seeing as many beat tweets. What's up with that?
Playing long games.
Nice.
And I'm playing them a little bit more unorthodox for the way I usually do it. Even if I'm playing a long game, I'll usually have like another game on the go. Or I'll take a break and play some short games. But I was so into Yakuza Kiwami that I didn't feel like playing some short games at the same time. But I was playing some long games at the same time. Yeah, I loved it. I think I liked Zero better. Just Kiwami is a remake of the first game in the series, but Zero being a prequel, I decided to start there. And it also being a much newer game, like it was more refined, I think, in a lot of ways, but there was more to it. I think I played the shit out of Yakuza 0. As you recall, I was playing it for like months and months. I took a little bit of a break, and then I went back and finished her off. But yeah, I think I finished that game at like 100 something hours because I was like taking my time. I didn't give a shit. I was just like, oh, these little side things are fun. I'm gonna do this. So that. So I was like, this one, I was just like, okay, don't get too caught up on that shit. And honestly, there wasn't that much of that shit in this one. There wasn't a lot of like arcade games and stuff. There's this like, I want to call it. I'm gonna call it Slutty Bug Pokemon arcade game you can play.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so you know when you walk around in Yakuza 0, you find those cards with the girls on it.
Yep.
The collector cards. It's kind of like that, but you pick up a card and it's like a move or a character, but all it is like scantily clad girls with like a little antenna on their head or like a little hat that looks like a praying mantis or some shit.
Yeah.
And it's literally just like girls sexy wrestling. Like there's one move, it's called like the leg splitter, and you like flip them over and then you like have their legs like spread, and then you like push them down their legs so they spread more, and they're like, ah, and you're like, and the funny thing is like in the sub story, it's like this game that all these kids love playing, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, Japan's a different place, but it's like, yeah, it's just like it's just like it's basically like bra and panty wrestling.
Yeah,
it's pure fan servicey shit, and I'm just like, fuck. So that's like the closest thing, and that and like the claw machine game, but there was no like outrun and stuff like the Yakuza 0 had, which was a bit of a shame. But I mean, then I would have got stuck playing the shit out of that again. But yeah, that was like one of the side things, you know, bowling. There was the slot cars that I am absolutely over.
Yeah,
after playing Zero,
that shit got so frustrating.
The cool thing is like the remake adds stuff that like branches from Zero. So you know, Zero takes place, obviously it's a prequel, takes place about like, I don't know, I think it's like 13 years before Kiwami. And so like a lot of the kids you're playing the slot car game with, man, this makes this game sound creepy. This guy just hangs out and plays games with kids all the time. this Japanese mafia dude that just plays kids games with kids. But anyway, yeah. So they're all grown up, and there's like a whole storyline about that. And Majima's off the rails in this one, as you've also beat Yakuza 0. You know how he goes kind of crazy at the end of 0.
Yeah, which is super weird.
He is in your fucking face in this game, just the whole time. He has this thing. He's basically the Joker. He's just like, oh fuck, I just want to fight this guy. I love fighting this guy. And I don't want to spoil any of the story, but like throughout the story, you fight him almost more than you fight the random guys that are like, hey, it's that guy, and they run up to you and fight you. To some points where you're like, okay, I got somewhere to be. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Like, beat his ass again. He's not particularly hard to fight, but he has like a big health bar, and he has this thing where he like takes a deep breath and like he'll like get a bunch of it back, even if you're beating his ass at the same time. So yeah, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I guess I got that time then. And I ended up doing all the side stories in the whole game in this one. So it's significantly shorter, I think, even if you do a lot of the side stuff. I was really close to 100%ing it. I think I was talking to you about this the other night, actually, a little bit, and when we were like messaging each other. And I was really close, but I was like, that stuff, I don't think I have any want to do all the gambling stuff. I'm like, I don't get into the gambling games. I don't even know how to play shogi, so I'm not. Yeah. I don't want to learn for some, to get like some trophies. I'm sure I could like look up a guide that's like, just do this, this, and this, and you'll win. But it feels cheap. Yeah. So yeah, the slot cars were probably the biggest pain in the ass, but fighting Majima got kind of old, except for he pops up in like some hilarious ways, just like you'd expect from the Yakuza series. The main story is super serious. All the side stuff is like usually pretty goofy. So I love the balance in that. It's the kind of dynamic that reminds me of Opeth, and I love Opeth, old Opeth, and
Rip.
yeah. So I'm saying it right now. Yakuza is the Opeth of video games, so take that. It's good. It's good stuff. And well, I'm hoping the later games aren't. I'm hearing good stuff. So maybe they'll have more hits. Yeah. Besides that, I was playing my backlog roulette game from the latest episode of Super Enabler Bros, which since our last episode, I think I've got 2 of those out, which is amazing for us. Usually it takes me forever to get around to beating that shit. Or beating that shit. It doesn't take a lot of editing, but editing and getting them up seems to just take ages for me. So I was happy to get those up pretty quick order. And I actually guested on I'll be in a little cameo in an episode for Waves and Games. Peter reached out and asked me to weigh in on a topic for one of his new videos. So keep a look on his channel.
True.
See me on there in the near future. And then I was on another podcast with our brother Chris on topic of some not Hulk Hogan movies and not a Jaws movie. It was a Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It was a lot of fun because there's a lot of material there. There is a lot to rip on while watching that movie. And it's about the only way I'm going to watch that movie. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, let's see how this is aged, because it wasn't good to begin with. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun watching that with Jeremiah had not seen it before. So we got to experience that with him. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
I was like, man, should I come in there pretending like it's my favorite piece of Mortal Kombat media? Like, I wish the games were this good, but I was like, no, I can't keep a straight face the whole time pretending I love that movie. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's out now. It came out this past Monday, so yeah, check that out too. It's a lot of fun. It's probably the best way to enjoy that movie, like I said, is ripping on it. So there's plenty of that going on in that episode. Yeah, besides that, like I mentioned, I was playing multiple games at once. I finished Future Cop LAPD, which was my roulette game. Excellent game. Check out the newest episode coming out. Hopefully sometime in the next week or 2. We're recording this weekend, so we got a special guest. That's right. That's plural guests.
Nice.
Might have been someone who's guests on this show before, so looking forward to that too. Yeah, and then I finished off a game I've been kind of chipping away at for a bit. When that Mario collection was coming out, I was like, oh, good, because I kind of feel like pre-playing Mario 64. It's been a long time. And then I bought a copy because, oh man, they're going to be so hard to get. So I ordered it on Amazon. Like everything I've ordered on Amazon that wasn't Canadian Amazon, it is trapped across the border. And of course, my Walmart had like 40 copies of it. Probably still does. Maybe 30, 37 copies of it. So I feel like a fucking dud for doing that. But I was not buying it again. I'm not in that big of it. But I'm like, you know what? I do have Mario 64. So I just kind of was like, I'll just play it. So yeah, been kind of just I pop it in every so often, kind of like a little palate cleanser when I'm feeling in a Mario mood. Because I like the Mario games, but I gotta be in the Mario mood. To be honest, like I gotta feel like playing, or also it'll be either like so fun or like I'm not feeling it at all. Like turn it off. So yeah, I actually started it before I went to finish 3D World, and yeah, like probably about a month before that, and I just kind of was like, played it for a couple hours, put it down, and yeah, finally got all the stars on that, so that was fun to do again. I've only gotten all the stars in that once, I've beat it probably twice. I haven't played it a lot, but I have very fond memories of it, so that was fun. And then I kind of picked up. I forgot I was playing this one because I've picked it up and put it down again. I was resuming my playthrough Wind Waker that I started quite a while ago.
Nice.
So I'm just trying to keep up with the April game of the month. I don't hate it like Captain Algebra, but I did I kiboshed the shit out of this when it came out, just because of the art style. Like as like next gen shit, and this is what it looks like. Like Ocarina of Time looked better. What is this? It's like I have no want to even check this shit out. This looks stupid. It's like, are they even trying? It was like, are they trying to? Is this a remaster of one of those CDI games? Like it just, I hated it. I hated the way it looked. And like it took till the DS games came out. And my wife was like, "This is a real good game. You should check it out." Like, I'm really enjoying it. And I was like, "I'd like Zelda, but those are I don't know. The Toon Link, he's so fucking ugly." You know, I'm kind of mellowed out on that now, and I don't mind it. But it legit took me like many years. And then like when it came out on Wii U, I bought it. So I've been playing the Wii U version. I actually started playing with Raya probably like 2 years ago. I don't know. I got maybe 5-6 hours into it, and I was just like, yeah. We were playing. It was like I was saving it to play with her, and then we just kind of never went back to it. And so I just picked up from there, and I don't know. I'm probably about 10-12 hours into it now.
Nice.
So slowly playing it. Maybe I'll beat it this month.
I'm
not feeling hardcore about it. It's a good game. It's not my favorite. And then that's not even just like looking past it's got the feeling of wonder that the Zelda games kind of give me. I don't know how to explain that, but that's what I would say. I think these games are what kind of like unlocked my love for exploring everything. That's why it's one of my favorite series. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's not the best. It's not even the best on GameCube.
Yeah, only other real chatter I've been seeing about it was Mighty Q Dog on his YouTube channel. They do a weekly, him and Mrs. Q Dog do a weekly little video of what they've been up to. And I guess at first he was feeling pretty skeptical about Wind Waker, and apparently he's going at it pretty hard. Pretty addicted to it. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, like I regret. I sort of regret not like jumping on it, especially with how much I like Zelda, how much I liked the GameCube. Like I loved Twilight Princess. I still do. But I even had like the collector's edition thing that came with Ocarina of Time. I even beat Ocarina of Time again on the GameCube. And then after I played the other games, I was like, there's that Wind Waker demo. And I checked it out. And even like when I played the demo back in the day, I was just like, fucking garbage. Just like I gave it like 2 minutes. I was like, stupid. I just wanted to confirm something. It could have been like the greatest thing, the best part of the game. I would have been like, it's trash. But yeah, I've calmed down on that now. It's pretty cool. What I like about Zelda games is they somehow keep the same feeling for me in these games, but they shoot for the moon. They really switch it up. Like they switch it up more than most series do. Hell of a lot more than Pokemon does, Like they shoot, it's not always a total win, but at least they try different things, and that's I think what I respect about the series. So even the games I don't like, I'm like, hey, at least they tried something new. It wasn't like, oh, they're still going on those Ocarina of Time type games because Ocarina of Time was good. Oh, they're still banking on that Link to the Past feeling. Like they kind of expand, and then even when they do kind of go back to that style, they throw something new in it that's not just like a cheap gimmick. It seems to work. So yeah, we'll see how I feel about it when I do beat it. I'll try to see it through this time.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll check out some upcoming games here in the next couple weeks. I think we're finally getting to the point where there's some stuff coming out that I'm pretty excited for.
Been a while, man.
Yeah, and the big one for me is going to be your Nier Replicant, the Nier remake that's coming out on all the Windows, PS4, Xbox. Then, of course, you can play the PS4 version and the Xbox version on the current gen or the new gen systems. But yeah, I'm super hyped. I've heard great things, especially about the music. Everyone's like, man, if you like the music for Automata, just wait. So sounds like a weird thing to be hyped for, but I'm hyped nonetheless.
I've been like, I was checking it out. It looked cool. And I've had probably 3 or 4 people be like, just assume that I got it. But Outriders. Everyone's been like hyping up Outriders to me, where the fact I'm like, I don't know, is it online only though? And everyone's like, yeah, I think so. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know about online only games though. And I'm like, well, we'll see. So
yeah, I've been seeing a lot of chatter about it, but I haven't really looked into it too much myself. Like,
I don't know if it's an $80 game to me. It looks cool.
I mean, it's like Destiny.
They get me halfway because they're like, oh, dude, it's like Gears of War. I'm like, huh? And they're like, kind of Gears of War and Destiny. And I'm like,
yeah.
So that's where I got so it's online only then. And yeah, I'm just, I don't know, man. I think I'll probably skip it, but
I think I heard somebody say they call it like Gears of Destiny Vision 2 because it's like has elements of Gears and Destiny and the Division.
I think I'd rather just get Sega Frontier remastered.
Yeah. There is a physical version that's an Asia all regions version that does have English. It's on Play Asia. I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm really thinking about grabbing that.
That shit.
I know.
I guess are you lazy dicks?
Yeah.
Put out here and don't go the lazy limited route. Don't make me import shit. Just put it out.
Right.
Quit pretending like nobody here likes RPGs. We like them. We like them a lot. Give us them. Oh, they don't do well. That's because we have to fight to get them. You think it does so well in Asia? I bet you half that shit's imports. What if Asians aren't even that? They're just like, yeah, I'm kind of over RPGs, but they're like, well, it's sold well. It's like, oh, it's because you didn't sell it in North America.
Yeah.
Everyone in North America that wanted it bad enough brought it across the seas, man. That would be an excellent twist if it turned out that like Japan wasn't actually that big on RPGs. People over here were just so big into it that they were like, most of their customers are actually North American.
Yeah.
It'd be astounding. I would laugh a hearty laugh. Returnal's coming out pretty soon too, isn't it?
Yep.
Are you looking forward to that or what?
Absolutely.
Do it. Get it.
But the only other one coming out in the next couple weeks here that was standing out to me, and even though I think it looks kind of jank, I don't like this remake style, but whatever. Wonder Boy Ocean Monster World remake is getting released, where they kind of did like a 3D polygon.
I see your release window is the 29th, and I was like, better be talking about that Terminator coming out on the 30th. So sorry, I'm going too far in the future here. But yeah, I was about to mention how I'm excited to get my first PS5 game, and I don't even have a PS5. I'm taking a
well, did you order the distributed copy from Limited Run?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
the collector's edition.
Unfortunately, that's not going to be released on the 30th.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna have a PS5 then either. But it's close.
That too.
It's close.
Yeah.
Well, it's a race. See if someone can sell me on buying a PS5 before God of War comes out, and maybe we'll see which one I get first. Or maybe they can put it on a shelf to tempt me. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just kidding. What's the chances of finding one?
Yeah. So, all right. Any other notable games coming out next couple weeks that you noticed?
Not really.
Cool.
I don't think so.
All right. Well,
Some that look kind of cool, but I'm like,
yeah.
not. I mean, of course, like it goes without saying that NMLB The Show 21 is coming out, so that's all you're gonna be talking about for like the next 4 episodes, because
right.
how hard you go on that. But besides that, I didn't want to bring it up. But I guess you don't need to either, because it's all we're gonna hear about.
Fair enough.
We're gonna hear about your team picks and your trades and how hard you hit a ball, how far it went, how the show it was.
Anyways, I'm definitely not doing that, but what I will be doing is some Cartridge Club ongoings. So March games of the month was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games.
Oh, yes. So glad March is over.
Jason beat all of them, but the podcast is now available, and the podcast focused on Turtles 2, the arcade game, Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, and the Hyperstone Heist. And the episode is me.
So good.
Two newer club members, Red McKnight, Retro Mojo, and joined by Michael B. the Game Genie and John Riggs. And it was a ton of fun.
And you're a fucking dickhead, man. Cuts off my tweet.
I finished it.
Yeah, you had to have the last word.
I finished it.
I've been harboring that resentment for a few.
I finished it.
I'm just kidding. It was cool. It was cool. I was getting some. It was nice to get some shout outs. I was all proud of myself. It was cool.
Yeah, check out the episode. Cartridge Club YouTube, podcast apps.
You had the right people in there. Everyone in there loved their turtles. It was good.
Yeah, super jazz. And then
GG's.
April, Cartridge Club game of the month is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
You playing it or what?
I don't think it's going to work out.
Come on, why?
Time's not allowing it. And then game of the month for May will be ActRaiser.
Yeah,
and probably look for our homie Chris, the old ass retro gamer, involved with that one.
He might have a thing or two to do with it.
Yeah. And then quick
thing or two to doing with why it's the game of the month, even.
Yes. And then Quick Save Club, March. March was mods month. Waiting on that episode to be released, and because they haven't released that episode yet, I don't know what next. The next game theme is.
Neat.
So,
wow.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Well, are you gonna play ActRaiser or what?
I don't need to replay ActRaiser because I just played it a few years ago. One of the first reviews I did on my YouTube channel was ActRaiser. Check it out if you haven't seen it, folks. It's got a little rough around the edges, but overall, I think the review is decent. I hate my old intros, but I think the content of my reviews are pretty decent. And the delivery is not so great.
I don't know why when you said my old intros, I just pictured like you doing like Beavis and Butthead music where it's just like you doing it with your mouth. It's the game grinder. And
that was just whatever.
That should be your new intros, actually. Fucking tight that would be. Just
Maybe.
getting some acapella death metal. Do it. I bet you could.
Maybe we should change the intro to our podcast as like a parody of the Beavis and Butthead intro. with me and you.
Just giggling at shit.
Basically, good. So
yeah, keep going.
as we are wrapping things up here, what do you have coming up in the next couple weeks? What do you plan on playing?
Well, I gotta record that shit now, so we don't have to do that every time. That's hard on the
That
throat, being so musical. Just kidding. I don't know. Video games, man. I enjoyed Yakuza Kiwami so much. I might just keep going. Like I said, after beating, I'm already at like over. I haven't even logged everything. I haven't even taken the time to log all the Ninja Turtles games in my list of games beat so far. But I'm over like, I think I'm already over like 66 games.
nice.
That's ridiculous for like April. Especially since 3 of them have been like since the beginning of April. That's pretty low for me. I don't really shoot for high numbers. I just like games a lot, so I play games a lot. But yeah, man, I think I might play some longer games. I'm feeling some longer games. You know, I'll sprinkle some short games in there, but something Yakuza like. If not, I might. I got to go back to finish Fist of the North Star, because when I was playing that, I was like, why did I start this when I'm like halfway through that? So I go back to that, make some fucking heads explode and shit.
Cool.
I might go back to that before Kiwami 2. We'll see. Or RPG. Talking about how much I like RPGs, and speculating as to why North America is the world hub for RPGs and we import them so crazy. Yeah, I think I might do something like that. I'm feeling longer games. I'm feeling some. I want to earn some beats more than just like, oh, I played a hard game, but at least it was short. Yeah, I want to get through some long stories, some tear jerkers.
Kiwami 2 it is.
Kiwami 2 and some Fist of the North Star. I might even check out the 360 ones just for something different. The Ken's Rage games, those are fun. They look fun anyway. I don't know. I'm sure they're fun. I've only heard good things about them. So, nice. Yeah, what do you got coming up?
So like I said, I'm at the end of the messenger, so I'm gonna wrap that up, and then looks like I got like maybe a week or so until Nier comes out, so I'm probably gonna squeeze in Doom 3 VR.
Oh, I thought Wind Waker. Okay, cool.
Could have been, but I don't have the Wii U version, so
it's not that much. Just
I like to be able to record.
For what?
Well, and if I hook the GameCube up to my TV, it's gonna like stretch it out and blah.
It's not gonna stretch out your TV.
Blah.
You got a CRT. You're just such an excuse maker. Unless you threw it out since last time I was there, you big liar.
Yeah, I do have a CRT, but like I said, I like to be able to capture footage for sitting on a hard drive that I never use.
It's another collection you have. You have to do a pickup video of like a collection overview of all the videos you have that'll never see the light of day.
I delete them every year after I do my my games I beat, which I still haven't done for last year.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to hit a nerve. We dug up. I didn't mean to call you up for that. I was just trying to get you to play. I was really just trying to get you to play Zelda.
Yeah,
I had the best of intentions.
Yeah, but that's my plan.
Do it.
So then I will let everybody know how they can get a hold of us if they would like to, and I hope you do. So of course, the Game Tenants Podcast is on YouTube, SoundCloud, and podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts. If you want to get a hold of me, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as The Game Grinder. And Jason is on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as Corpse Flood Gaming.
Not to be confused with Chanel West Coast. It's Corpse Flood Gaming. So a lot of people seem to mess that up. Yeah.
Make sure you get that right.
I don't know how people are messing it up and somehow she's famous, but I don't know. We're good. We're good. I don't need the fame.
Yeah. Right. So then,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I just saw that or on that fucking show Ridiculousness again, and it's like
I have no idea what you're
she
talking
might
about.
she might be my least favorite celebrity now.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah. So, so that's gonna do it for this episode of the Game Tenants Podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
See you. Bye.